Hi, everybody. It's Peter Schiff. This is Thursday, September 17th, 2009. Well, it's official. This morning, I announced my candidacy for the United States Senate here in Connecticut. I officially made the announcement on MSNBC's Morning Joe. I also sent out an email to the people who had signed up on the website, schiff4senate.com. Anyway, it's been a decision that I've spent a lot of time and put some considerable personal resources into making. And I want to thank all the people around the country who supported me with emails and phone calls. Especially want to thank the 10,000 people who donated to my campaign. We've raised about $1 million for a campaign that didn't even exist. Now that there is an official campaign that I am actually running, hopefully we can raise a lot more money than that. I know that just the other day, Linda McMahon, wife of Vince McMahon of the World Wrestling, or WWE, she threw her hat into the ring and announced that she will contribute a considerable amount of money into this race, 20, 25 million, maybe $50 million of her own money. So obviously we have some well-funded opponents, and it's going to take a lot of money to build up my name recognition in the state of Connecticut, but it's certainly something that I think I can do. And so for those of you who have already contributed, I think that's great. But if you can continue in those efforts to make additional contributions at Schiff4senate.com and to tell friends and encourage other people to make a contribution to this campaign. A lot is hanging in the balance. I mean, we are really on the verge of a significant economic decline in this country. What we've already lived through in 2008 and what we've experienced thus far in 2009, this is not the ending. This is not how the crisis ends. This is how it begins. And of course, the most unfortunate thing is that the U.S. government is doing precisely what I feared they would do. They are responding to this crisis. They are trying to solve the problems they created in exactly the manner that I feared that they would. And that's the reason that I need to go to the U.S. Senate. I need to put a stop to this before it's too late. Look at what's happening today. The dollar index, again, is getting ready to break through the 76 level. We're making new lows again today for the move in the dollar. Again, very little nervousness or worry in Washington or on Wall Street with respect to what's happening to the dollar. The dollar is going to lose a lot more value. And this is not a positive development. This is a big negative for every American citizen, every American who earns wages, every American who has savings. Everybody is going to lose. I mean, the fact that I'm trying to protect my own clients from this financial disaster is obviously going to be used against me by my opponents to attack my patriotism. But the fact that I don't want my clients to go bankrupt is not unpatriotic. It makes me realistic. And the fact that I care about other American citizens, that I care about my clients, and I don't want them to be broke. I want them to preserve their wealth so they can use it to help rebuild the country, is a positive sign. But, you know, these trends are going to continue. Look again what's happening to precious metals. Gold finally did move above the $1,000 level, not only in the futures market, but in the spot market. Silver continues to move higher, north of 17 cents an ounce. And, you know, despite the fact that the U.S. markets are still rising, we're seeing much more strength in the international markets. But again, of course, the politicians are trying to say that because the markets are rising, this must validate what they've done, that the crisis is solved because the markets are going up. Of course, the markets are going up not because of anything the government has done. Maybe the markets are going up despite what the government has done. But the only thing that the government has done, or governments around the world have done, is create inflation. And of course, when they create inflation, you create an incentive to own real assets and to move out of paper, to move out of U.S. dollars and to move out of other currencies, which is exactly what's happening. You know, when I was out of the country, Barack Obama gave a speech in which he tried to reassure the nation that the worst was behind us, that we shouldn't be complacent, but that things were getting back to normal, that the economy was responding to their stimulus. Of course, we don't want the economy to get back to normal, at least not the normal that Barack Obama likes, because in his mind, what is the normal economy? Well, the normal American economy is where we buy things we can't afford, where we borrow money that we can't pay back. We go deeper into debt. We continue to flood the economy with cheap money. We run up massive deficits. We grow the government. That's getting back to normal. I don't want to get back to normal. Normal is the problem. Normal is why the economy is in so much trouble. We can't get back to normal, not that normal. We have to allow the free market to purge the economy of these problems. You know, there was a piece, PR piece, that were put out today by the Democrats in Connecticut to try to discredit me. And one of the things that they wrote in their piece, which was, a bunch of half-truths and lies and things taken out of context, was they try to criticize me for saying that the recession is the cure, not the problem, as if I'm happy about the recession, as if I want a recession. I don't want recessions. And the way not to have recessions is not to have the government create all the problems that makes recessions necessary. But once the problems are there, once you inflate the bubble, it has to burst. This is the bad tasting medicine that we have to take. But they're trying to vilify me by saying that I think the recession is a good thing. It's not a fun thing, but unfortunately, it's a necessary thing. I wish it wasn't necessary, but unfortunately it is. But the problem is what the government is doing in the name of solving the problem is making it worse. And they don't want to focus on that. They don't want to look at the fact that what the government is doing in the name of trying to solve these problems is actually exacerbating the problems. That's what I'm trying to prevent. I'm trying to make sure that we don't make bigger problems. I would rather take the pain now rather than take even greater pain, maybe agonizing pain in the future, but that's what everybody else wants to do. That's what's getting back to a normal economy is. That's what my opponents and all the other candidates in public office want to do, because nobody can tell the truth. No one can tell the public reality. Everybody wants to sugarcoat it. Everybody wants to play Santa Claus. Nobody wants to level with the American public. That's what I'm going to do. And we'll see if somebody can get elected to the U.S. Senate telling the truth. I'm not sure if there's any precedent for such an achievement, but I'm going to try my best to make it happen. Anyway, thanks everybody else for your support, and I'll be blogging again soon.